Now, unless I've gone and done a little bit of time travel, which is no idle threat, because it wouldn't really be that much work, and it was some dramatic scenes we'd be reliving. We've skipped some stuff. I was gonna go ahead with Stormblood without recording it, but I wasn't making any better progress than I had been before, and indeed, kind of a motivator to sit down and do things, to have the mic in front of me, murmuring along. Might chill out on character voices a little bit, who knows, we'll see how we feel. So, just a quick recap in case we haven't time traveled. We were working for the Resistance over in proper Alamigo. And the last thing we saw together, absent time travel, was us going and doing 3 favors for him. We then did a little bit more work around the place, tidying things up, picked up trash, found some rats, no roots, more roots than rats. And then we got a cutscene with Xenos, and an axe-wielding maiden whose name escapes me. She seemed very bloodthirsty, and Xenos seemed very Darth Vader, very willing to cut down his subordinates if he perceived that they were insubordinated. That wasn't even it. It was cowardice that he was blaming. So an Alamigan girl volunteered to go and kick the ass of the Alamigan rebels herself. And Xenos seemed interested in that. We got back to exactly that happening. We were planning an attack on one of their castra. And as we were scouting it out, boom, Xenos and she show up and absolutely thrash us. Killed that young man. I'd honestly forgotten who he was, but young hero, maybe the son of the older guy. We decided we were going to bail and head out to attack the other province of which Xenos is governor. Hoping that in striking Doma we'd draw resources away from Alamigo. That seems a little tenuous to me, I don't know, but hey, if it gets us where the plot is, I'll follow this boy anywhere. So I say we're going to cool it on character voices, but Tataru is just my most natural speaking voice, right? So, the poor little boy had only seen 14 summers when he left Ishgard. Can you imagine what it must have felt like to finally be free to explore the world, unbeholden to all the stuffy traditions of the Holy See? Underscoring that I don't have a natural speaking voice. Such a shame they never returned home. Without him, the Count de Durandare must look elsewhere for a successor. And the good Lord Janekinard was one step closer to being the next in line. He's talking about, yes, so we came out here, we're going to charter a pirate to take us over to Doma. But, he said, where's the money in it? And Tataru said, not sure about money in it, but I did hear that the son of a lord of Ishgard went missing 30 years ago. And he decided he would stay out there at sea instead of coming home. He didn't die at all when he was shipwrecked. I hear Dad wants any news of his whereabouts. It is very clear this pirate does not want to go back to his Ishgardian noble life, so he laughed and conceded. That was who Tataru was talking about just there. Alice. Blackmail, is it? This is a dangerous game the two of them are playing. What guarantee do we have that Cavalain won't just throw us overboard? If I were him, I wouldn't be using a fucking Ishgardian name. Carvalin sounds French to me. I'm not sure what just happened. I could have sworn he was about to turn us away, but then he changed his mind? Alfie, no. Suddenly, all those hours Tataru passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Knights seem rather better spent, do they not? That said, I'd intended to press the point more obliquely. And there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Tataru took in making Captain Carvalin squirm. Lies, damn lies, and pirates. Oh, this game is very smart. Only 14 summers. Tales of the Far East. He's thinking of ways we might pass the time. I say we should heed the captain's advice and attend to our own preparations while they ready the vessel for departure. Tataru and I will procure the necessary supplies. Alice, I should be grateful if you'd use the time to brief Urianger on recent developments. You may also wish to review the relevant safety procedures in the event of an emergency at sea. How very prudent of you. Very well, I shall go and speak with him. What of Erwin and Lise? I'd like the two of you to return to Revenant's Toll and speak with our Doman allies. I fear we know too little of their homeland, and any information they can provide would be most welcome. When we've completed our respective tasks, we'll reconvene here at the ferry docks. Agreed? Sounds like a plan. Let's go, Erwin. So I have to remember, Lise is the same girl we've known the whole time as Ida. She's just now as herself, but this is the Ida that we knew. Just in her true form. She's no longer disguised. But she seems to be more, what's the word? What is the word I'm looking for? Not composed, but, and not stoic. But more staid. There's a particular word that I'm looking for that suggests, if not formal, then serious. Well, here we are. We need to talk to lots of people, so I think we should split up. I'll ask around at the House of Splendors. You take the Rising Stones. I'll meet you here after, alright? What's the music here like? Yeah, it's okay. I guess it's pretty quiet on the recording, isn't it? I guess I could turn it up further. Into the Rising Stones. We got a secret trick now. Oh. How loud is that gonna be? Well, I guess we'll find out. It's pretty loud in my ears. FME. Tatari's entrust me with the remainder of her responsibilities in her absence. Should you require aught, pray do not hesitate to ask. Higiri. Greetings, Erwin. What brings you to the Toll this eve? What? You are for Doma? Heavens. You Scions have shown us naught but kindness, but never in my wildest dreams did I imagine you would fight for our homeland. For 25 years we suffered under their tyranny, and then we spied an opportunity. The Emperor dead, Garlemald in chaos. It seemed the time was right. Beneath our Lord's banners we gathered and fought to reclaim our nation. When Xenos arrived with the 12th Legion, it was over in an instant. Lord Kyan was a good man who cared only for his people. Though it pained him to kneel to Garlemald, he did so for our sake. And for our sake, he would willingly have endured that ignominy for another 25 years. We had not beseeched him to act. But we convinced him we could win, that we could defeat Xenos and the Empire. And for our failure, he paid the ultimate price. Choking up just hearing about some random near king. Now it would bring me greater joy than to join you in your journey. However, Lady Ugiri made it clear that we would remain here and safeguard the community we've built. Ozen, what is it, my friend? You look as though you've something to ask. That you go to join Ugiri and Gosetsu in the fight fills me with such joy. Forgive my exuberance. You require information, yes? We of the Nagai clan have served Doma faithfully for generations. My ancestors held positions within Doma Castle even. Now it is home to the Imperial Viceroy's witch and her host of men and Magitech. To think that what was once the shining symbol of our heritage and the seat of dear Lord Kyan has become a home for Garlean dogs. Doma was all but wiped from the face of Othward. Poof. Only Doma Castle, seat of our Lord and the symbol of all that we were, was spared the wages of war. Yet, for the blessing that is, the thought of that witch and her sycophants claiming it for her own fills me with unspeakable anger. Man, they're really giving us a lot here. A lot without too much. Final Fantasy XIV, it's pretty good, folks. Isildur, if Doma knows peace in our time, I should like to see it with my own eyes. Perhaps partake of these hot springs Ome tells me of as well. You're truly planning to travel to Doma? I don't know what to say. Forgive me, I shall aid you to the best of my ability. Ours is a beautiful land, nestled on the eastern coast of Othward. Along with the banks of the one river, our nation thrived, proud and free, until the Garleans came, 25 years ago. The river was our lifeblood, free to travel and to fish. But travel was soon restricted, and now the river belongs to none. I remember sitting on the banks of the one river as a child, watching the fishing boats drift by. But now the one river is closed to all. The moon gates open for none. I'm sorry, Ome. Lise, where you at? All this sorrow has filled me. I'm ready to get dumped. Hey, Lise. Ah, there you are. Anything interesting? The older domans I spoke with tried to teach me all about the Far Eastern customs and the importance of formality and politeness. I'd like to think Eorzeans can be just as stiff and stuffy as anyone, especially Ashgardians, but anyway, did you know they eat with sticks? It wasn't all that hard, actually, or at least that's what I thought until they told me I was holding them wrong, and then I spoke with the younger domans, and they just rolled their eyes and told me it was all a load of stupid old... Wow. Sounds like you learned a lot more useful. What you learned sounds a lot more useful. Unless someone invites us for dinner, of course. I hope they do. Yeah. Oof, it's so loud. Not without incident. Right. No point waiting around here, is there? I think we should head back to Limsala Minsa. Alphino said to meet at the ferry docks, I think. Yes, let's speak with Alphino at the ferry docks. Here we go. Oh wow, the music changed to... Wow, it's so fast. It wasn't even the... I feel like historically I have... maybe it's in the same instance or something? Because we've definitely shortened travel time with pausing and playing the recording. Maybe they just boosted it still further. They've made it that much faster with the expansion. Because they did change how travel works. Maybe it was alongside optimizations. Who can say? Lux is on hardcore. This is going to be a real short session here, I hope. I'd like to get to the instance that leads us to Doma and kick through that, then call it a night. Oh, shit, hang on. It's times like these I'm glad we've got Tataru taking care of business. A surfeit of sumptuous foods, wondrous sundries, plenty of clean undergarments. Yep, I believe we got everything we need for a lengthy voyage. An army marches on its stomach. Tataru took that lesson to heart. You returned, Erwin. I trust you learned much from our Doman friends in Revenant's Toll. I'm eager to hear all. That can wait until we've left port. We'll have enough time to talk on our journey to Kugane. Our spice trading friends have completed their preparations. Assuming you've completed yours, you may inform the deckhand that we are ready to depart. Something left undone, my friend? If not, let us be off. All right, let's go. Let's initiate the expansion for real, for real. You get the narrator?
"12 be praised. Full sure was I that I had come too late."
Hey, Urianger.
Urianger?
There's a water in me.
Tell me you haven't come all this way just to see us off.
Nay, my lady. Ere you quit these shores for eastern climes, I wished to share some words of seeming import. Look ye where the sun doth rise. See crimson embers, darkening skies. Look ye where the sun doth fall. See azure lost amidst the squall.
Well, that sounds suitably foreboding. Another one of your prophecies, I presume?
Yeah, it didn't mean much to me.
Aye. It is mine earnest hope that this ancient wisdom may serve to guide you on your journey. For what dangers lie in wait for you upon those distant shores are yet beyond my knowing.
Anybody write it down? Because I'm sure it'll make more sense later.
A parting gift befitting your roundabout ways. Thank you.
I have more than words for you, my lady.
A gun? Metaphysically speaking. She a red mage now?
It's beautiful. Is it for me?
Though undeniably powerful, your ethereal blade taxeth you greatly in the wielding. Not so this rapier, which shall serve you just as well against all but the most formidable foe.
Impressive. It feels as though it's attuned to my ether. I shall treasure it.
It's a pretty nice sword.
Honored guests, say your farewells, for the moment of our parting draws nigh. A fair wind blows, and I mean to follow it.
This is a pirate who is the son of the Ishgardian.
It would seem our ship is set to sail. Pray give my regards to Thancred and the others. And take care.
Off with us. Think things are gonna go well? I can't see complications complicating anything. That's right, Urianger. You're staying behind. Oh, I like a little context. Yes, clink that token. So a ways out to the east is it North America? Huh, I hadn't thought about that. But is Eorzea North America? I guess Japan would be out to the west if it were North America. Not necessarily thinking too geographically here, even as I try to.
A fine day, is it not? Fair winds and following seas. The Misery is enjoying herself.
Happy bone's a happy bone.
It would not do for you to spend the entirety of our voyage above deck. Let me show you to your quarters.
Prolonged trip at sea. Are they really not in the age of steam, though? I mean, if not steam, then crystal? Surely. Actually, there was a mention that an airship would run out of fuel before it could reach Othward. Which is interesting, because it's not that far.
No!
Like,
Is it supposed to do that?
maybe travel over
Under
water
normal
is
circumstances.
harder for airships, actually. That seems, because ether, it seems maybe possible.
Captain! You need it on deck! Something queer's afoot.
Yeah,
The winds died down, the waters went still, and all of a sudden, we were dragged off course.
Dragged? By what?
Can't rightly say, sir. But some of the lads are muttering about seeing things in the water.
Ooh.
Things that shouldn't be there.
Revenge of the
Oh, for
Sahagin.
the love of... If you will excuse me a moment. Actually, might I persuade you to join me? Loath though I am to admit it, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. I'm a godlike being. Why would I ever decline? I was thinking about how Alphino's role really is to make Erwin think that anything that Erwin does is his own idea, or that he's assented to actually do these things, and he's not doing them because they must be done for the preservation of the world. This ain't right. This ain't right at all. Kavala. Most odd. Well, you have any idea what's going on? No, as the man said, despite the absence of wind and current, the misery is somehow being pulled off course. Why not fire up the cerulean engines you have hidden below? Hey, there we go, question answered. An excellent suggestion, based on knowledge you should not have. Alas, our engines appear to be malfunctioning for reasons that escape my engineers at present. I'm telling you, Captain, it's them things the lads slew. Things? I don't suppose I could convince you to attempt something more descriptive, an adjective, for example. Sea-wolf superstitions and fairy tales, not more. But if you must know, the things which he is so reticent to name are the souls of deceased women said to lure sailors to their deaths. Preposterous. Yes, indeed. If it is neither the sea nor the weather which is responsible, then it is probably a predatory entity of some sort, perhaps a siren or some such. Isn't that what they just said? A siren? Are those the spirits of women luring us to the deaths? For all we know, it could be a fellow spice trader employing magics to seize and plunder passing vessels. Regardless, we have but one recourse, to let the current take us where it will, and deal with whatever we find there. Erwin says, yeah, let's just go along. Reluctantly, Alphino agrees. What a thoroughly pragmatic suggestion. Oh, I'm beginning to like you, girl. I assure you the feeling is not mutual. Once we arrive at our destination, be it a vessel or an island or something else, Lisa and I will remain with the ship to defend it in case of an attack. Erwin, I believe you would be the ideal choice to venture forth and deal with the cause of our troubles. Erwin is always ready to do a little righteous violence. Then it's settled. I know not what awaits us, but it will rue the day it reeled us in. Yes, yes. I'm not saying I believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that vengeful spirits are plotting our demise at this very moment. I'm just saying we can't discount the possibility. The fiery one, Alice, was it? 'Tis a pity she holds our profession in such disdain. She would make an excellent pirate. Spin-off adventure. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I was calm and collected as ever. Carry on. Alphino was terrified of ghost stories as a child. I'm glad to see that some things never change. I'll make sure Totaru stays below deck until we know it's safe. Let's call it there. It's getting a little bit late, and I'm trying to be a little more responsible in this and all things. When next we meet, off to the races. See you soon.